Martin from the Philippines. We're here in Real Talk Lifeline. Oops, so it is here. Peak summertime in the Philippines, 35 degrees Celsius last I checked. Google says it feels more like 44 degrees. So we are at the hottest now over here. But I'm going to ask you guys this very quick question. How many of you want to learn about money? So if you want to learn about money, people watching the live or the replay, comment money down below. So I'll be making more videos about money if you want to learn more about this topic. So why am I making this live? The short one, money happens to be a taboo topic. And I noticed this not just in Philippine culture. In general, people don't really like talking about money. Now, this goes, and when I say talk about money, I mean openly. I don't mean about the person who goes up to you and says, "Hey, can I borrow money?" Or here in the Philippines, they call that pautang. Like they want, they just wanna borrow money, but in practice, sad to say, they never really pay you back. So I don't mean that. I mean talking about money in a constructive way, talking about money where we want to learn more about it and talking about money in a no BS, no bullshit way. So even in my family, we don't really talk about it openly. The most in recent years is probably just talking about expenses, groceries, the budgeting like that. But in my own family, my own dad, whose background was in banking, I never really learned how to invest or manage my own money. It was just up to me. Even in my profession, 10 years already as a financial consultant, they mostly teach you how to sell products. So selling life insurance, selling investment, selling, their own products in the company. So in 2018, I took or I invested in my own seminars, money mindset. So the Millionaire Mind Intensive, I met mentors just last night, which is what I'm going to be sharing in the short live. Dr. Sanjay Tolani, we had our financial foundation. It was this training about 4 hours long. So I caught, a good part of it. And then I took some mental notes. I'll be sharing with you a short part of it, just like a teaser. Because if you want to learn more about the topic of money, then I'll share a bit. If you want to learn more about money here in Real Talk Lifeline, because I like talking about topics that people don't usually talk about, comment money down below, and I'll be making more videos on money. So let's get to it. I'm going to share with you something very quick. This is an ebook, and I actually share this with my clients for free. And this is from my mentor, Dr. Sanjay Tolani. So we had training last night. So what I want to share here is this. So this is the table of contents. People watching the live, or if you're on the replay, you can pause that. And then if you want to learn more about a certain topic over there, just comment down below money, or you can reach out and send me a direct message. So, what I wanted to share very quickly over here is this on the topic of money. So, it's a lesson on self awareness. So, people usually, when they talk about money, it's usually just spending, maybe a bank account if you do have money in your savings. People don't even openly disclose how much they earn in their salary unless you're super close, or they're just that open minded and they really want to learn. Like, so based on my interactions with clients, doing this work for over 10 years. So, the quick lesson I want to share with you, I want to leave with you is this. So, let me go a little closer in, like that, so you could see better, and I'll walk you through. So, the first lesson I want to share here is called self awareness from this financial planning book. Question number one is, do you have sufficient income? Now, when we talk about this, people normally say, I have a job. So I'm earning a salary or sueldo like every half month, every month, or however you get it, right? So that's only one source of income. The other question that I like to, you know, pique your interest or open your mind to is, do you have multiple streams of income or multiple income streams? So, what does that mean? So, and why am I asking this? So, if you have a steady income, people will usually have it through one job or one profession. Let's say you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, you're, for example, a financial advisor like me, self employed, or maybe in general, the majority of people here in the country, they have a job. So they have salary every month like that. So, and I started that way. My first job, 3 years. So ask yourself though, is this sufficient? And what if it gets cut off? Can that happen? So maybe you get sick. Maybe some people get laid off or downsized, right? Or right sized, whatever term you want to say. So they lose their work. It's possible. So if you only have one source of income, then your income stops. So what does multiple streams or multiple income streams mean? So have you heard of that saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket? So this is actually true not just for investments, but for your income as well. So if one stream of income stops, which is let's say your work, your job, right, your profession, do you have other sources of income coming in? Cash flow, income, money coming into you. So that's the question I want to leave with you in your mind, right? Something to think about, something to percolate, something like, hey, I didn't even know that you could do that. So that's the question that I want to leave with you. So is it possible? Yes, it is. Now, multiple income streams, it's correlated to question number two, and I'll stop with the second question. What are your assets and liabilities? So for some of you, you're hearing this for the very first time. So to keep it very simple, I'll borrow the definition from Robert Kiyosaki in his book Rich Dad Poor Dad. An asset is anything that puts money in your pocket, where a liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket. So, quickly, liabilities aren't just expenses, they can be debts. They can be, hey, I bought a car, but I also have to pay for the maintenance. I have to pay for the gas. I have to pay for the toll. I have to pay for this. When you buy a certain property, you still have to pay for the dues. You have to pay for the real property taxes, like that. So also in general, when you're when you get your income, you also pay the BIR, so the Bureau of Internal Revenue. In the US they call that the IRS, right? So you have to pay taxes. That's a liability or money that you have to pay eventually. So the opposite of that, which I love, my favorite is it's called assets. So what are quick examples of assets? So over here, anything that puts money in in your pocket. So that means properties. So that could be real estate, equities, bonds, commodities, and cash. So these are investments that can put money in your pocket, whether it's every month, like on Gcash, you get this ALFM global multi income asset fund like that, or every quarter you have a cash flow fund, you have dividends coming in quarterly, so you have a fund that's giving you payouts every quarter. So bonds, or like uh what do you call this, fixed income in the bank, right? Time deposits, bonds, sometimes they give you coupons or they give you interest every year, like a time deposit, 365 days. So you have 100,000, for example. After a year, they'll give you 4%, which is 4,000 pesos. So that's an asset. It's putting more money into your pocket. It's money making more money. So I'm going to stop sharing this, but I just wanted to leave you with those two questions. Do you have sufficient income right now? Do you even have a target or a goal? enough income to cover all your expenses in a year, and even more, right? Because sometimes you want it to be sustainable. You don't just want to upgrade your lifestyle, you want to be able to pay for it and have an overflow. The overflow can be a buffer to create an emergency fund, to keep building your investments, your income even more. You want that income stream, that river, to form a large lake or an ocean of money eventually. And the tip here is you can do it not just through one, but multiple income streams. How do you do that? Through assets. So I'm going to stop the sharing right now. Comment money down below if you like this live, if you want to learn more about money, if you want me to make more lives, more videos about the topic of money. Comment money down below. Now, if you want to join me for a live and you want to talk about not just about wealth, but you also want to talk about your health, relationships, maybe even purpose on a deeper level, comment live down below. Now, if you don't want to go public live with me and have a conversation like this openly, comment clarity call down below because I do one on one coaching with people. I had a recent one and it was even face to face. I normally do this through Zoom, Google Meet, like a video call. So, like, I'll give it an hour. We'll break through whatever you're stuck with in life, your biggest challenge that you feel stuck with right now. I can do it one on one with you. Comment clarity call down below if you'd like that. So thank you. I love you. And I will see you next time.